Hello and welcome to the 10th level and 10th video in my Tomb Raider 3 walkthrough series. This level will be taking on Aldwych, which is the second level in the London series. And the reason why I've started on the home screen like this is because at the start of the level we actually start by falling down. And if you want to grab some shotgun shells, then you've got to grab basically straight away to grab those. If you don't, then it doesn't matter, you can just fall down. So yeah, let's start. So as soon as you start sliding down here, you just want to hold down the action button. You basically start the level at that point. I made a save as soon as after I completed the last level, so that's the part that we start at. So here, like I said, if you want to get the shotgun shells, you just hold down grab. If you don't, then it doesn't matter, you only miss. You know, shotgun shells at the end of the day, we're not really going to use it that much. So this is Aldwych, as we said, and it's all based around Lara exploring an abandoned train station, which I believe does actually exist. And I think the reason she's in here is because she's trying to get into well, firstly, she dropped down from St. Paul's Cathedral after we complete the last level. For some reason, that drops her down into an underground train station. And then after that, she's trying to actually get into the Natural History Museum, or the British Museum of Natural History. And, yeah, Aldwych and St. Paul's and the Natural History Museum are actually nowhere near to each other geographically. But, you know, it's a game at the end of the day. Anyway, this is the main part of the level, or the main sort of hub, and there's two ways we can go. You can either go down to one tube station, one sort of platform down there, or you can go down to the other platform there. Now, it is a very maze-like, this whole level, and it's a very long level as well. So I'm going to try and show you the fastest way to complete it, but there's a lot of backtracking if you want to get all the secrets. So the first way we're going to go is actually down here. So this is where we came up at the start, where I was, you know, rambling on about London and geography and that sort of stuff. So we actually come out of this way, and what you want to do is shoot away this grate here and drop into this room. Now, this isn't a secret, unfortunately. This is actually the proper way to go. So we're going to climb up to the top here. And then we're going to climb up again. Or just jump and grab. So in front of us there's a movable block, so you want to pull this, and the reason we want to pull this is because we're actually going to use this like a ladder in a second to climb up to the top, and then we're going to drop down into a room. So the room below us is actually the room we were in before. That's the main sort of hub of the level, as I said. We'll be coming back to that room quite a bit, and there's another room we'll also be visiting quite a bit further on in the level. Up here there's a couple of items to get. There's some flares there, some shotgun shells here, and some Uzi clips just over here. So we'll grab all of those. And then to the left, we're going to get a look at our first enemy, who's very ominously just standing there waiting to attack us. So this guy's a member of like I think it's like a cult or something. Basically, it's a group of guys that, well, you'll find out their backstory at the end of this level, because there's quite a funny cutscene at the end of this level, which I enjoy very much. Anyway, the main enemies in this level are those guys with the baseball bats. There's some guys that have got like flame torches as well, and they also have some dogs. There's nothing else to worry about in the level. The dogs actually are quite scary. They do a lot of damage. So the part where there's a dog, I'm probably going to use the Desert Eagle to take care of them quickly, because they seem to place the dogs in this level just around the corner, and they jump out at you and take away a lot of your life. So. Anyway, we climbed up there, so we used that movable block to climb up, and now we're just going to drop down into here. Like I said, this isn't a secret either, this is just the main way to go. So there's the maintenance key here, which we're going to use in a little bit. And there's a large med kit as well. So to get out of this room, we've got a little button here, so we're just going to press this. That'll open this door and let us out of this room, and we'll be back in that main room that we were in a second ago. So, like I said, there's two platforms we can go down. First thing we're going to do is go down to this one on the right. So what we're basically going to do is go down here. We're going to do about 3 different loops around this area. We're going to get a couple of keys. I believe we get a secret or 2. And then we'll go over to the other platform, which is where we get the majority of the secrets. So we can't actually make it across. I think you can make it across there actually if you do a jump, but we don't want to go that way. We want to run down here. Now, any point when you're on the train tracks like this, or tube tracks, whatever you want to call them, if you see the light down there, see how it's sort of like a red colour, that basically indicates that that's not the correct way to go. So what we're going to do is go the opposite way. Now we need to be quick here because there's a train that comes, so we need to just jump into here. And then there's a couple of these guys that are part of the cult, whatever, to take care of, so we're just going to try and take care of them. And again, we can use the pistol on a lot of these enemies because they just sort of slowly walk at you, which is fine. So there's a small med kit over here, we'll grab that. And then this room here, which I'm going to call the box room basically, because it's got a lot of boxes in it. I think, you know, a lot of people call this room the box room. Basically, we'll end up coming back to this room about 3 or 4 times as we sort of, like I said, we'll sort of loop around this level, so we'll loop around it a couple of times. The first way we want to go is we want to make a running jump over here. And then we're going to do a standing jump at the edge here, if we're at the edge. And if we grab, we should be able to pull ourselves up and grab these Uzi clips. Unfortunately, we've got to drop down now, take a bit of damage, but that's fine. And now we're going to climb back up again. So this time, instead of jumping over this sort of sloped ledge in front of us, what we're going to do is we're just going to walk back 1 pace. We're going to single jump, wait for Lara to slide down a bit, and then we're going to jump and grab. Now we'll be doing that about 3 or 4 more times, like I said, when we loop through this room. So we're going to climb up to about here, and then we're going to jump off and backflip. Now behind us there's going to be a guy that spawns up there, so we're just going to jump up here, spawn him, we're going to drop down, and then we're just going to try and take care of him. He drops a small med kit, so we'll grab that. And then the way in which we want to go is if we do a single jump forward here, we can grab the roof, and we can sort of monkey bar our way over to here. So just behind us, if we just do a little backflip, we can climb up here and we can get the rocket. And then we're going to go this way now. So in front of us, this is our first little trap, and we end up with, if we do a sequence of drops and grabs correctly, then we end up with a secret. If we don't, we either can just get down to the bottom and be fine, or we can take a lot of damage, or you can actually die. So the way in which you want to go off this is you want to actually go off it backwards, and I'll try and talk you through the sequence. It's quite hard to do it. You've got to be quite quick at some parts, but anyway. So we're going to slide down here, we're going to grab, let go, grab, let go. We're then going to side jump, we're then going to jump and grab, shimmy our way all the way over to this side here. We're then going to roll as soon as we hit the bottom. Lara will slide forward, so we're going to jump and grab, we're going to release and grab, release and grab, release and grab, pull ourselves up, and we'll get the first secret of the level. Now obviously that's a bit of a timed event because there's a drill that, or I think it's a drill bit that starts coming down on top of you, so you've got to be a bit quick. If you do that sequence as I did it there, then you end up getting the secret. You take a bit of damage, but it shouldn't be too bad. There shouldn't be many other points where we take damage in this level. Sorry, I was just reading something there. There shouldn't be many other points where we take damage in the level, so it should be all good. Right, so if we climb up this part here, we're basically now quite far underground, so we actually need to get right the way back up to the top to where the tube station is. As I said before, if you do miss that secret, there isn't a way of getting back, because if we were to drop and grab off there, we wouldn't actually catch that ledge below us, because it's a bit too far for Lara to drop. Anyway, the way in which we want to go is climb up here, and then we're going to start our ascent up this wall. And like I said, we're quite far underground at the moment, so we're just going to be climbing all the way up to get back to that platform, or that train station, whatever, that we were on before. Okay, so there's a little trap here, a couple of flamethrowers or flames coming out the wall for some reason. All you do is you wait until the one goes, and then you just time it correctly and jump and grab, and you should be okay. So if we jump onto this part here, we've got another slightly tricky jump. You basically need to just try and line Lara up with that wall, and she always does that, which really scares me. She sort of jumps and slides down the wall a bit as if she hasn't grabbed it, and then she grabs it at the end, which is fine. So here we're just going to get to about this point, and then we're going to backflip into here, and then we can press this button. And this basically opens up a way to go in that box room, which we will be taking, but just not yet. We're going to be taking it in a little bit. So here we're going to crawl forward and grab these Uzi clips and avoid the fire that's behind us, and then we're just going to roll off here. Again, there's no other sort of way that we can go here. It's very sort of linear, just a route to climb your way back up to the top. I mean, you can fall off, obviously, and take a lot of damage or die, but, you know, you just got to be careful and take your time. So when we get into this part here, we're actually just above that first train station that we went to. Over here, there are some items to grab, and I believe there's a rat that spawns. Oh, apparently not. He just doesn't want to spawn today. That's fine. There's some enemies that seem to spawn in this game, and then depending on what floor tiles you step on, depends on what sort of triggers whether those enemies actually spawn the next time you do the level, so it's quite funny. Anyway, we're going to drop down here. So this is where we came in before, into this train station. We dropped down onto that track. We're going to do that in a second, but first what we're going to do is go over here, and we're going to take care of a dog and a guy. And we're going to use the deagle just because we want to take care of these guys quite quickly. So over here in this keyhole is where the maintenance key goes. So that's the key we grabbed at the start of the level. So we need to put that in here so we can... well, this is the first quite cryptic part of this level. Because if you look at this platform here, if we go running over here, before I show you this, you can see that there's nothing on here. It's basically just an empty platform. Now, what will happen when I go back this way and I put the press a button over here is it will actually reveal an item down the bottom. So the reason I think it's quite cryptic is because in the last level there was a button similar to this where when you press it, it just turned on some lights, and that's all that this button seems to do. But if we grab the small med kit here, and there's some Uzi clips here, is there? Yep. So if you grab these as well, then I'll show you what that button actually does. So we pressed the button, it turned on the lights a little bit. For some reason this place has still got power. And yeah, you can see down here that there's a little item that's appeared. Now, I think that's quite cryptic because in the last level, like I said, there's a button that you can press to turn on lights and it doesn't do anything else other than that. And yet suddenly in this level, it's a very important button that you have to press. But what's more cryptic about that is where we actually use that item, and again I'll show you that in a little bit, in a little bit of time when we get a bit further through the level. Right, so we're just backtracking now back into this box room again. We're going to make a jump up here, and we're going to do a single jump across here, same as what we did before. Slide down, jump and grab, and start climbing up again. Now, the way in which we went before, we pressed a button and you can see it opened up that hatch in the roof. Now, we do want to go that way, but we actually don't want to go that way yet. What we want to do first is climb back across this way again. So the way we went to that drill. We're then going to, climb back up here again. And now we can see we actually can't get down here anymore. It's actually changed the layout of the level. So we can't get down there to get the secret. But what we can do is climb up here and get one of two Solomon's keys. So the whole part of this, this part of the level, so this first platform that we've gone to, it's all revolves around getting those keys. So there's two Solomon's keys we need to get. There's that other item that we got, which is actually called an old penny. So we've got those items. Oh, the rat's decided he wants to spawn now, and I've just used the deagle on him. Oh well. So it's all revolves around getting these Solomon keys, getting that old penny, and yeah, basically we need to do all that this side, and then we go over to the other platform. So this is the third but not final time that we're going to be coming back to the box room. The final time will be at the very end of the level when we come back here to get a secret, and again, like I said, I'll show you that when we get to it. So we're going to make the same jumps as we did before. We're going to climb up here, going to do a standing jump over to here, slide down, jump and grab, and then climb our way up. But this time we're going to go through that hatch in the roof that we opened. So we're going to climb up here. And then if we walk to this point here, so it looks like you're going to fall forward, then we can climb up here and into this next area. So there's actually a guy and his dog there. I never like killing the dogs because they always make a bad sound, to be fair. But unfortunately, we've got to kill them because they do a lot of damage if we don't. So we're going to jump across to this part and grab an item. I think it was shotgun shells. I did it so quick, I can't remember. And then we're going to roll off and then pull ourselves back up here. So this room is quite cool because this is actually where secret number 5 is of the level. But in order to get it, you have to press a button at the very end of the level and then backtrack all the way back here to get that. So like I said, we'll be coming to that a bit later. But for the time being, we've got to go this way, unfortunately, because that door's not open. So in this room here, there's a movable block that obviously we can't get to at the moment. And there is a sort of fake floor or floor that falls away. I don't know really what to call it then. Broken floor tile. So we can just we can stand on that, pull that out of the way, and then we can climb over this movable block and get down the other side. And the whole reason we're doing this bit is, firstly, because it's the main way to go. But secondly, it opens up a door here, so it opens up a return path for us when we come back into this room. So if we need to go back into this room again a bit later as we do, we've then got a door to get into it, so we don't need to do that drop down into the floor again. So now we come to this room here. So this is a puzzle room, and there's basically down this corridor there's 3 timed doors. You have to go through them in order, so in order of right to left, and each time you go into one of the doors there's a button in there in that room that you press, and that opens up something in the next room and vice versa. This corridor here is just the return path basically, so we'll be coming down this path back into this room shortly. So what I usually do here is you press the button on the right first, draw your pistols because it helps Lara turn a little bit quicker, and then because these doors are timed, you want to sprint around this corner as quick as you can. And the first one we're going to go into is the one right at the very end here. And all there is to do in this room is there's a button to press. So we're going to press that. And what that'll do is that'll open up a trapdoor or open up a hatch in the roof in the second room. So that's the room we're going to go into now. We're going to use that hatch, and then there's another button, and yeah, you get the gist of it. You go into a room, you press a button, you unlock something in the next room, you go into that room. There you go, standard Tomb Raider. Here's some flares, so we'll just grab these because we won't actually... Well, we'll be coming down this path one more time afterwards. So now we're going to press the same button again because this button on the right opens both the furthest door on the right and also the middle door, so we'll be going through the middle door now. And again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just trying to be careful, not bumping into any walls, not get caught on the door like I did there, and just try and yeah, get through that as quick as possible. So here we're going to jump and climb out of here, and there's a button that we can press on the right, so we'll press that. That will then close this hatch below us. And basically what that does is that completes like a set of monkey bars, so that in the first room, which we're going to go into now, we can then climb across and get an item. So we're going to press this button now, and then we're going to make our way. Now this room's got the shortest timer on it, so we do need to be quick with it. So again, usually hold down the sprint button, and yeah, just keep running. So this room here, if you were to press those buttons in out of order, you can always get back to the room with the button, so it's not like you're trapped again. In this room, the return path's the one just to the left there, and yeah, so if you were to come in this room and you hadn't unlocked this ceiling tile to allow you to climb across, then you can always just go back to the start and do the, you know, go into the rooms that you missed the buttons. So it's quite forgiving in terms of that. So we come into here, there's some shotgun shells on the floor, and over here is the second Solomon's key. So this essentially is everything that we need to grab from this side, this platform. Like I said, there is one more secret that we can get, but we'll grab that on the way back. And like I said, the return path is there, so if you did miss something and you need to go back, you can go this way. and that takes you to the room with the buttons. But the way in which we're going to go is through here, because this is the correct way to go. I'm just going to grab the deagle out, because I think there's a guy I have to take care of in a second. There he is. Boom. So we got rid of him. And now we come back to the main room here. So like I said, we've done basically everything we need to down there to that first train station, that first platform. And now we need to go down to the one on the right. But here is the next cryptic part of this level, is that the old penny, which is this item, has to go into one of these ticket booths. But obviously there's no, firstly there's no indication that you can actually use anything on these, because when you're standing next to him, half the time she won't do anything, the other half the time she'll try and jump and grab. The one that you put it in, I believe, is this one here. Is it? No. Is it this one? No. It's the middle one, isn't it? Oh my god. Come on. There we go. So that gives you an idea, because believe it or not, I have actually practiced and played this level. It's been probably a week since I played it though, so I have forgot little parts, and obviously I forgot that. I didn't intend to make that look as bad as it did, but anyway, that is it. So that's what I think is quite cryptic about that, is the fact that firstly, it's hard to find that item. Secondly, you don't actually know where the item goes, and when you get this item as well, if you miss this item, this ticket, then you actually, well, you can't complete the level, and because of the way that this level's designed, you can actually get right to the end of the level, and then if you don't have the ticket, you can't finish it off. So it's, again, it does make you feel a lot like a rat in a maze, to be fair, but I still like the level anyway, despite how cryptic it is. So there's a guy in here. We're just going to take care of him. Before we go onto the platform, we're going to shoot away this grate here, and go down here, and then we're going to get secret number... What number is this? Secret number 2, sorry. Yeah, so there's 5 secrets in total in this level. This is number 2. So nothing too interesting, nothing too exciting, just some shotgun shells, and then we're going to jump and climb our way out of here. Now I'm going to equip the deagle again, because there's going to be a dog that ambushes me in a minute, so I want to take care of him as quick as possible. Actually, there's going to be some rats here, so I'm going to take care of them first. Okay, so the way in which we're going to go is down there onto the train tracks again. But first what I want to do is come up here, because like I said, there's a dog that ambushes me, and I want to take care of him so I don't forget about him later. So when we get around this wall, he's basically going to jump out on us. Now, this part here, we will be coming back to this part very shortly. There's just a little puzzle that we have to do first, and we'll be back at this stage. So I'll tell you when we're back there, just so you can try and get your bearings. Like I said, this level's quite difficult because it is very maze-like. Anyway, so we're back on here now. It's not the way we want to go, so we want to run down here. Now, there's a guy that will come out of this door in a second, so we're going to take care of him. And we can actually get into that door, but all that's in there is a health crystal, which obviously we don't have. We're not showing health crystals because we've got the mod on, but I'll just show you. You just press that button in this room, and then you can go back there and get the health crystal if you want. So the way we're going to go is over here, and we're going to jump up and climb out of here. And now this brings us to, basically we're going into, we're going to go to the place where we can use the Solomon's keys, but first we've got this little puzzle to take care of. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to take care of this puzzle and collect all the items and get through it. So if you follow this sequence, it's quite easy. If you miss out on a button, it can become quite confusing in this area. So we want to press this button here to open the first door, and then we want to go round to the right and press this button. And basically the whole puzzle here is that you can see these symbols on the wall. They correspond to a door that's then going to open. So pressing that button would open the door with the, you know, the 2 hands shaking, or the banana or whatever that is. Basically it will open that door. So you press that button there to the right, you come over here and press this button here. We can then go into this room on the right that was previously closed, and in the corner over here there is a small med kit, so we'll grab that. And there is a button on the wall here, so we'll press that. Then we're going to run across here and we're going to press the first button again, or the second button, depending on if you count the button to let us into here as one button. We're going to press this button again anyway, and then we're going to run down here, and basically now all the rooms should be open, so we should be able to grab every item that we need. So there's a small med kit here. There are some MP5 clips in here. And now we can go down this way and we can enter Solomon's Temple. Well, I'm calling it Solomon's Temple. I don't know whether it is. It's just a room that looks a bit like a temple, and there's places where you can put the Solomon's keys. So in here we've got two key slots. We've got, which is where the Solomon's keys go. So we're going to stick one in there, and we'll stick the other one in here. And this will unlock the door to let us out of this room, but it will also open up a way to get an item. Well, there's an item that we need to get, and there's another item that actually unlocks a secret a bit later in the level, so we need to get both of those. So if we come over here, you just want to be careful around this room, because there's a couple of floor tiles like this one here that fall away, and then there's spikes below you afterwards, so you just want to be careful. So here we're just going to walk to the edge. We're going to single jump across. There's a dog there, so we're going to take care of him. And then in front of us here, if we run at this wall, we actually fall down into this area, and there is a item that we can pick up. Now this item will actually unlock a secret a bit later in the level. So if we miss that, obviously it's not the secret itself to get that item, but if we miss that, we can't then get the secret. So we're going to go through this door now, which is the exit. Before we go into the water, we've got some flares and a small health kit to pick up. And then there's no other sort of paths we can go. We can just swim down this corridor in the water. And when we come to the end of this and pull ourselves out, I will show you where we are, and we'll be basically back in that room where I took care of the dog before. So if we pull ourselves up here and then up again, this is where I came to before after I killed the dog. So the dog should just be down here. There he is on his back. So this is the room that we came to. Like I said, we'll be coming back to this room shortly. So the way in which we want to go is we want to do a running jump over here, grab this ledge. Unfortunately we can't shimmy all the way to the across, so we've got to crawl into this little crawl space, and then we've got to back out again. So just another little annoyance with this level, little things to do just to slow down the pace of the level. So here we're just going to do a standing jump. Lara will grab the ceiling, so as long as we move forward we can then grab here and pull ourselves up. And then when we crawl through this part here, I'm just going to get the pistols out because there's going to be two rats that spawn. So we take care of those. And then here is where the ticket goes. So as I said before, you could get all the way to this part of the level without getting that train ticket. But then you would do all that, you'd get to this part, and then you'd be like, okay, where the hell do I go now? Because I've got the train ticket, but I'm going to get the deagle out. I need to take care of this guy. There you go. Yeah, you could do all of that, and you could be like, yeah, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go now. Plus, you can miss the maintenance key at the start of the level as well. So, you know, it's like I said, it is very maze-like, this level is. So over here is where this ornate star goes. So this is the item we picked up in Solomon's Temple, as I'm going to call it. And what this does, this opens up this door. It gives us the secret chime, and then if we want the items for this secret, we've got to do a bit of backtracking. So we go all the way through here, crawl all the way to the end. Just take our time doing this. And then if we drop down here and drop down again, this is the room where the item would be, but obviously it is a save crystal, so it doesn't appear in my game. And now we are back at this place again where we took care of that dog down there. So I've now got to go all the way back. Well, not all the way, but I've got to go back up there now for the sake, well, for no reason basically, because there's no health crystal for me to get. Anyway, that's how you get to the items, and I'll just show you how we get back to. Well, we basically just do the same things we did before. We just climb up and go through that turnstile where we put the ticket in. Oh, nice! I didn't realise you could do that. I thought you always had to climb across the roof. But anyway, learn every day is a school day. Right, so we're back at this part now. Got that secret. We're on 3 secrets now, and we're actually going to get another secret very soon. And we are quite close to the end of the level. There's still quite a bit to do, but we're close to where the end of the level is. So if we come to this part, we can use the Masonic Mallet. So we got that. This is the other item we picked up in Solomon's Temple. So we're going to use that in here. And then there's a button we can press. And what this button does is opens a trapdoor a bit further in the level at a location we haven't been to before. But if we pull ourselves up here, then we're going to get secret number 4, which is a rocket. So there's about 2 or 3 pickups of rockets that we've had so far, which does hint to you that you would be getting a certain item a bit further in the level. Obviously, because we did Peru first, we actually got the Peru. Why am I calling it Peru? South Pacific Islands first. We actually got the rocket launcher anyway. So when we come to this part here, this guy opens the door on the right. Now the way in which we're going to go is straight on, but I'll just show you where this leads to. He drops a health kit as well, so we'll grab that. So we get a nice little, well, I was too slow. We usually get a cutscene of a train going past there. But if we come down here, this is actually the first tube station, first station that we came to. So that's the part where we first dropped down. But the reason why that return path is here is not just to confuse you, but also it is so that you can go back and get the last secret of the level. So when we come down here, there's going to be a dog that comes around the corner. We're just going to take care of him. Down here there's going to be another guy, so we're just going to walk up to him and we're going to shoot him in the back with the Desert Eagle. He drops a small med kit as well. There's a lot of guys that drop med kits in this level. And then we're going to go over here. We get some bats coming at us, and we're going to crawl and drop down here, and we get not a secret, but we get a couple of items if we drop down here, so we don't really want to miss these. I believe there's a large med kit and something else as well. Shotgun shells, there we go. So now we can climb back up this way. And go off here. I don't know why I was like sort of drunk running then. Right, so just on top of this train is some flares, so we can grab those. And now we can go back up the staircase. There's nothing else in this room. It's basically just a room to get 2 kills and grab some items if you want to. So pointless if you don't want the items. And then we drop down here. So through here, this is where we opened that door with the Masonic Mallet. This opened up this trapdoor here, and then when we pull ourselves up, where we're actually supposed to be now is within that train car, so you know where we got the flares on the roof. And if we press this button, this will actually move that train car further into the level. And, well, it basically takes us to the end of the level. Now, in order to get back, obviously we need to get back and use that train car again to go backwards, to go and get the last secret, and I'll show you where that is. very shortly. But when we come into this room, just down to the right is the end of the level. Now when we get to this point, there's going to be a guy that spawns in front of us. But unlike all the other guys, we don't just want to like cap him straight away. We want to let him run over here, because he's going to open a door for us. So if we were to kill him, then he wouldn't open that door, we wouldn't be able to shoot his mate, and we also wouldn't be able to get into here, get another rocket, and press this button here, which will actually unlock that door, which, again, if you don't remember, it was probably about 20 minutes or so ago. That door is just above the box room, and that's where we get the 5th and final secret of this level. So now we've got to make, if we want the secret, we've got to go all the way back over there to grab it. If you don't want the secret, all you do is walk down there, pick up that med kit if you want, jump off the edge, and that will end the level. Anyway, so we're going to go back now, so we go this way, and we can climb up into here. And now we're back in that train car again. So again, geographically it makes no sense where we are, really. It makes no sense that you climb into the bottom of a train anyway, but either way, that was the mechanic they went with in this level. A train car, which is quite fitting for you know, being in an underground train station. So that's where we get back into the train car on our return path, but we can't do it yet because we need to go and get the secret and do all that stuff. So we're just going to make our way back to where we were before. Which way is it? It's this way, isn't it? I think. Nope, it's not this way, it's this way. Right, so like I said before, this guy here that we killed, he opened this door for us. This allows us to get onto this first platform again, or first train station. And then when we drop down into here, we're going to go back to that box room again for the 4th and final time. So yeah, there's not really a lot to say at this part. It's basically just do the same thing you've done the last 3 times when you were in this room, and yeah, make your way back up to that room to get the secret. Yeah, I don't know, I'm quite interested to see what time we're on. I did check it earlier, and I think it was about 20 minutes so far. That was about halfway through, so probably about 40 odd minutes to complete the full level, which isn't bad. Well, it's not bad for me anyway. I mean, I don't know how long. I've never actually watched a speed run of this level, to be honest. I assume people can do it very quickly. It's probably some sort of hack that you can do. Anyway, this is the 5th and final secret, and in here we get quite a few nice items. This rocket here would actually be the rocket launcher, and there's also a large med kit as well. So yeah, if you hadn't have done Peru first, if you'd have done like Nevada or London first, you would get the rocket launcher at this point. So it's quite nice. Obviously not a gun that we've used that much. There's only one part I can think of in the walkthrough so far where I've used it. And now at this point we need to get back. So the quickest way I've found to get back is to basically go back to that room where the drill is and climb, you know, get back to that platform. So we're going to jump this way, climb across here again. I always jump there for some reason. We're going to climb up here and we'll be back on top of the drill again now. This is probably one of the first sort of rooms, or second or third rooms we actually came into. And climb up here and then, yeah, basically do the same things we did before, making our way back to that first platform so we can go and end the level. Oh, there it is. I'm getting very confused in this level now. Like I said at the start, I haven't played it in a while, in about a week or so. So I still remember most of it. It's just little parts where they become a bit tricky. Anyway, like I said, there's not really a lot to say at this point. It's basically, yeah, just go back to the end of the level again. I love levels where they have this much backtracking in them. So I'm just going to climb up here again, or hope Lara can climb up here so we can grab and pull ourselves up, and then we're back in this train again. So we're going to press this button the last time, and this will take us to the final stop, so we can finally end the level. Let me just have a quick look what time we're on. 40 minutes. That's, like I said, I don't think that's bad, to be honest. Well, it's not bad for me anyway. It's a long level, a lot of backtracking, a lot of items to collect, a lot of items you have to collect to complete the level. And yeah, when we go down here, we're going to grab this small med kit, and then we're going to get probably one of my favourite cutscenes in the entire game. So yeah, let's...
So, you must be after Miss Lee then?
Business, not pleasure.
Though obviously not for revenge, man. You've hardly got the face for that.
And you have?
How moronic a question is that, eh? I don't even have a face, man. I came down here looking for work, and what do I get, eh? But Miss Lee's cosmetic company and her lab assistant job. No experience necessary. Good wage, accommodation with it. Aye, locked in a flotation tank for days on end in some fetid syrup. And when we come out, 'cause lots of us applied like, no face or flesh, man. And a bootin' doing the waste disposal shoot here. Presumed deed.
Some kind of failed experiment then.
Oh, ta, very much. But aye, and for added insult, when I tried to take my own life, I found it just didn't work.
You mean Sophia's testing some sort of immortality power? Along with her own brand of facelift.
Why, aye, man. Everlasting beauty. She's obviously not fully worked it out yet, but she takes the best results for herself. See, I don't care what your business with her is. You can't be any more shiftless than what she is. So I'm gonna go out of my way to help you. That is, after you've done something for us here, like.
Very generous of you. What do you want?
A bottle of that mummy preservation stuff from the Natural History Museum.
Embalming fluid?
Aye, for rotten flesh you can't whack it, man. The museum's pretty interesting, I'm told. You'll like it.
So why don't you go yourself?
One of them Egyptian lassies there is a bit pissed off, like, that she didn't get immortality the way she wanted it. And seeing as we've done better than her in that department, I didn't care to imagine what curse we could get given any worse than what we've got already, like. You'll be fine though, pet. You die easily.
Thanks.
So there we go. That was Aldwych. Oh yeah, like I said, I really like that cutscene. I don't know why. There's a lot of info in it, a lot of exposition, and to be fair, it does really flesh out the level. I just think it's funny the amount of rubbish he talks. Anyway, so there we go. Aldwych, 40 minutes, 5 out of 5 secrets, no health packs used. And yeah, like I said, long level but enjoyable, and enjoyable cutscene as well. It's well worth the playing through it just to see that cutscene again. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.